5 Things to Appreciate in Gokula-Vrindavana by Krishna's Mercy. Yadi shaknoshi gachatvam ati chanchal cheshtit, itya uktva cha nijam karmasa chakar kutumbini. Quote, O naughty child, now try going from here, if you can. Having spoken thus, she returned to her household duties. Vishnu Purana 5.6. 15. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Prabhupada passes down the time-honored and eternal tradition of Bhakti Yoga. This Sanskrit term is a more specific and specialized implementation of the broader concept known as Sanatana Dharma. An analogous term is Bhagavad Dharma. Bhagavad Bhakti is another way to describe the culture. The English translation intelligently applied and intentionally chosen is Krishna consciousness. The people who know the reality of different sides to the Almighty, how there is both an impersonal understanding and a personal presence that is fixed, want others to extract everything from the life experience. To live to the fullest involves understanding, connecting with, and remaining conscious of the single individual who programmed everything to begin with. Everything necessary is accounted for through this connection. There is nothing missing. There are no gaps left to fill. There is no void that requires attention. If you're going straight to the source who is already connected to everything, then there is nothing else to worry over. This is the meaning behind the recommendation to the bow warrior named Arjuna, found in the concluding verses of the sacred Bhagavad-gita text. Sarva dharman parityajya, mam ekam sharanam vraja, aham tvam sarva papebhyo, mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. Quote, Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear. Lord Krishna, Bhagavad-gita 1866. How is this consciousness of Krishna implemented? Just what is the ideal picture? Who should be emulated? What respectable figures can serve as a sort of foundation from which to begin our practices? Are there established benchmarks to compare against for gauging progress along the way? How do we know if we are actually Krishna conscious and not just fooling ourselves with another fad, another temporary interest that will later be set aside and completely forgotten? At the foundation of the culture of Krishna consciousness is appreciation. This is at the foundation of the intelligent and honest human culture, in fact. The wise person realizes they are not the doer. They can make choices. They can reasonably expect certain outcomes to occur, but nothing is guaranteed. Something basic like waking up in the morning might be taken for granted, but there is always the chance for a misery of nature to interfere and create an ordeal. That nature must always give its sanction prior to any expected outcome. Prakrite kriyamanani, guneh karmani sarvashah, ahankar vimudhatma, kartaham iti manyate. Quote, The bewildered spirit soul, under the influence of the 3 modes of material nature, thinks himself to be the doer of activities which are in actuality carried out by nature. Lord Krishna, Bhagavad-gita 3.27. For our analysis, we take the discussion to the setting of Gokula-Vrindavana during ancient times. We have heard that the people living there embody Krishna consciousness. They are so set in the proper path that they are not even aware of a distinction. They are not intentionally practicing a certain religion or following a specific kind of yoga. They are always thinking of Krishna, which is one way to address the personal understanding of God. Not surprisingly, that constant connection with Krishna has appreciation from beginning to end. 1. The land. The land gives to the people. It provides for the human population. It is a miracle of nature, in fact, closely resembling the birth process. You plant a seed, provide sufficient water and sunlight, and there are fruits. They manifest when they are ready, at the appropriate time. In the same way, the seed enters the woman, creating an embryo in the womb, which delivers the human through the birthing process. The land in this context is like the greatest womb, since it continues to deliver, year after year, spanning centuries, feeding generations of mankind. Goswami Tulsidas uses the land as a comparison for the potency of repeating the holy name of Rama. This is another way to address the same personal God. As there is every star in the sky and every seed already within the earth, everything that a person is looking to extract from religion, dharma, can be found in the chanting of the holy names. Jatha bhumi sab bijmay, nakhat nivasakas, Ram Nam, sab dharmmay, janat Tulsidas. Quote, just as within the earth are found every kind of seed, and within the sky live all the stars, Tulsidas knows that Sri Rama's holy name is the reservoir of all dharma. Dohavali 29. 2. The heavens. As the people of Vrindavan appreciate the land, they also understand that there are connected components involved in the production of food. The heavens are vital to the affair. Without sufficient rainfall, the land could not produce. The less intelligent will say that rain falls at random, that there is no visible coordinator in the heavens, as we know it. Science explains everything, you see. Science is the reason behind the various functions of nature. In reality, science only recognizes, it does not explain. A person observes that there is rainfall, but nothing gets taken for granted. The people of Gokula-Vrindavana understand that there is intelligence at the source. The rain could not fall at random, since then the same randomness would produce rain from within the earth. There is coordination involved, and so the people appreciate the ones coordinating that mechanism, vital to the continuation of the human population. Annad bhavanti bhutani, parjanyad annasambhava, yagyad bhavati parjanyo, yagya karma samudbhava. Quote, all living bodies subsist on food grains, which are produced from rain. Rains are produced by performance of yagya, sacrifice, and yagya is born of prescribed duties. Lord Krishna, Bhagavad-gita 3:14. 3. The cows. The criticism is that the people were too set in the past to know what was going on. They were worshipping cows. They had lost their minds. In reality, the worship is just another way of expressing appreciation. The cows produce so much, and with minimal supervision at that. The cows simply eat from the ground. They produce the milk out of love, from seeing their children. Why would any honest person not appreciate that? Cows were everything to the people in that community. 4. The hills. The people extended their appreciation to the hills. This is because hills such as Govardhan were dear to the cows. A new style of worship even emerged after the clever persuasion of the son of Yashoda and Nanda. He convinced the community to skip the yagya in honor of Indra 1 year and move everything towards Govardhan instead. Quote, prepare very nice foodstuffs of all descriptions from the grains and ghee collected for the yagya. Prepare rice, dal, then halava, pakora, puri, and all kinds of milk preparations like sweet rice, sweet balls, sandasha, rasagula, and laddu, and invite the learned brahmanas who can chant the Vedic hymns and offer oblations to the fire. The brahmanas should be given all kinds of grains in charity. Then decorate all the cows and feed them well. Krishna giving direction on the first Govardhan Puja. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Volume 1, Chapter 24. 5. The grinding mortar. The people of that town even appreciate a grinding mortar. This is used in the production of food after the cows, the heavens, the hills, and the land have provided sufficiently. The mortar is an integral aspect of the economy, and so the people do not take it for granted. Of course, there is an additional reason to appreciate the mortar. It was once used as a sort of anchor to keep the naughty son in the home of Yashoda tied to one place, so that he wouldn't move around and get into trouble, so that Yashoda could return to her household duties, which were for the benefit of the child all along. The person of whom we should be conscious, who is the object of worship in Bhakti Yoga, was once tied to a mortar out of love from his mother. He earned the name Damodar from that interaction, and he has been worshipped in that vision ever since. In closing, for keeping in place tried, to that grinding mortar tied, no more running here and there, of his presence securely aware. Only after his sanction giving, saints in that vision living, because most appreciated of all, the one as Krishna to call.